Good. Hey, just be real. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Dean, how are you doing? How is everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Good evening to everyone. Hello, Miss Lindsay and Cass. Hello, Summit and Cassidy. How are you guys doing? Hey, Gucci, how are you doing? It is a pleasure. And Alex Zane, hopefully I said that right. Hola, hello, Pamela. Hey, Stevie Bananas, how are you? Hi, Christine, DK, Dawn, Brenda, hola, Tanya. Let's see, you guys coming in quick. Laura, Gia, Elizabeth, Amita. Who we got over here? Albert, Darlene, good evening to you. Hi, Erica, how are you doing? And Bradley, hey there, how are you doing? Alex, okay, Alex, hey, Alex from Utah. How are you guys doing? Miss K, and is that Rhonda? Hey, Rhonda from New York City. How are you doing? Hey, Janice. And who's that? Jania, Teresa. How are you? That's good. I'm glad you Hoover free. Hi, Jania from California. Okay, hey, Jesus girl, how are you? Kathy, Rachel, Kayla, Andrea. Hey, Arlene, my beautiful little Canadian angel. Hey, Brenda, how are you? I'm doing great. Hey, Pedro. And Lindsay, let's see, Kay Smith, Jill. I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Miss Brenda. I appreciate you. Is LaDonna? Hey, LaDonna. And just be real over here on this side. Thank you so much. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Bonnie. I'm doing great. How are you? Kimberly, let's see who I miss over here. Kimberly, Rania. Hey, they're all from Australia. I'm telling you, I'm coming to Australia one day. I want to check out Australia. I just can't be around all them big bugs and everything, though. Hey, Martha, how are you? Queen, back to you. Toronto, okay. And Elmedia, how are you? Well, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Lavy Lady, how are you? Hi, Emmanuel, how are you doing? Hi, Martha, how are you doing? Stephanie and Kimberly, how are you guys? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna check you out, I'm telling you. Lansing, Michigan. All right, Team Anonymous. Thank you so much. I'm coming to New York one day too. Crazy thing, I was stationed in Virginia. Yeah, I was stationed in Virginia. I used to go and go to Richmond every now and then. Really didn't do too much there, but never took the opportunity. And my dad lived in DC, so I never took the opportunity to go to New York. And I always wanted to see New York, always. I'm doing fine. How are you guys? Hello, Chicago. Chicago in the house. Calgary. Where's Calgary, if I pronounce that right? Where is that at? Phoenix, Arizona. I went there for a business trip. It is so hot. It is so hot. New Zealand in the house. Okay, it is. Richmond is boring. Well, thank you so much, K. Smith. I appreciate you. Good day to you too over there. Oh, thank you so much, Jonathan. Who to you too? Okay, from DC. Okay. Colorado. All right, Chanel. Hey, Jesse. Let me see. Book Downey, Happily Ever After, Missouri. And then Jess and Nikki, Alberta, Canada. All right. Yes, Arizona, hot. Taher, how are you? Hi, Jane. Hi, Paula. And it's Waynisha. What a pretty name. How are you doing? How are you doing? You said somebody needs to do a welfare check on Tila Tequila. She tried to baptize her neighbor's kids on her YouTube channel earlier today. Yeah, I don't clean up other folks' YouTube. Yeah, they do them. Well, hello, Taxi Vigatus dear from Germany. All right. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Seldridge. Thank you so much. Hey, Jen. Hey, Paula. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Jane. Let's see who else missed over here. Hey, Miss Clara. Hi, Jonathan. How are you? I usually don't go rescue people on YouTube. Yeah. Hey, Nina. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Okay, Deborah. All right. Thank you so much. What was her name again? Okay. I don't know who that is, but okay. All righty. Hey there, Demetrius. How are you doing? Hi, Stephanie. Netherlands. Okay, you're from the Nederlanders. You're a Nederlander. Okay, hey, Mamelo. Hopefully I got that right. My Miss Clara. Hi, C1 the artist. Jasmine, Ashley, how are you guys doing? And okay, let me make sure I get this right. Apurba Sen. Hopefully I said that right. Mr. Apurba Sen. Hopefully I said that right. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Nederlanders, see? Yeah. I visited Holland before. It was really pretty. Smelled like cheese, but I loved it. Beautiful daisies and windmills, flowers when I was living in Germany. You want to trade I want to learn how to speak Spanish. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Nikki, thank you so much. Ayana. Let's see. Stephanie. Let's see. Who else we got on here? Hey, Melissa, how are you? Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? Hi, Angelica. How are you doing? Pretty name. Oh, Sildred. I know she would be honored. You speak German too? I don't speak it as well as I used to. I have to listen to the High German, the Hochdeutsch, in order to kind of understand, but I don't speak it as well as I used to. Yeah. Well, good evening, Wellspring Counseling. How are you doing? Wellspring Counseling Services. Okay. Jessie Makeup Queen. Okay. You took Spanish in high school up to third, but forgot most of it. Let's see. I am from München. I'm from München, Deutschland. And then I was in Nuremberg, Firth Nuremberg. I was in Rheinberg. I was in Fulda. That's where I was at. I used to live in Xanten in Nuremberg. Xanten. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Jane. April. Were you guys ready? You guys ready? Okay, tonight I'm going to stay on track because, let me see what time it is. I got these bifocals on, so hold on. So I'm going to have to stay on track tonight. So tonight I'm going to do, Düsseldorf. Yeah. You used to live in Düsseldorf. Yep. But so tonight I'm going to have to stay on track. So you guys keep me on track. Let me do 40 minutes this time because I'm waiting for my daughter to come back and I don't want to interrupt the video, by getting up and answering the door and trying to get her luggage in here. So you guys give me 40 minutes, okay? We're gonna do 40 minutes, but keep me on track, okay? Y'all keep me on track. I'm gonna try to stay okay. She's at Ring-a-Ling. So we got Stevie Bananas, we got Just Be Real, Telsha's missing, and I think where's New Dawn Arising? He's missing. But that's all right. Hopefully they'll jump in while we're on here. Oh, okay. Okay. Let them know Dr. Kermer stay on track. I know, right? I'm usually the one that gets them off track because they keep me on track and then I just keep talking. But the moderator is going to keep me on track. Just for real know how she'll throw clocks and stuff. I know. But they usually keep me on track. It's me that usually take them overtime and they start throwing clocks and stuff. If it get real, real good, I usually tell them, okay, hey, Tasha, are you driving? I thought me and you left at the same time. I'm already at home and I live further than you. Top of the hour. 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes. No, 40 minutes. Okay. So, okay, top of the hour. That'll work. I may have to cut it a little shorter than that. So let me look. Let me cut it shorter than that. I have to cut it a little shorter than that. Just like I said, I don't want to interrupt the video to go to the door. So give me 30 minutes, okay? So give me 30 minutes. You had to go back out. Well, dang, Tasha. Okay, you guys ready? So give me 30 minutes instead. Give me 30 minutes, okay? Because I don't like to interrupt. Whenever I have you guys on, I don't like to interrupt by the doorbell ringing or I have to get up out of the chair and bring some luggage in the house and everything. So we're going to do 30 minutes, okay? You guys ready? Hello, Amanda. Okay, timer's ready. Now, the only problem is for a lot of you that are not moderators, I can't, you guys are not highlighted. My moderators are highlighted on the screen so I can actually see them when they're talking to me. A lot of times when you guys are talking, I have to look to see because you guys are going so fast, but the moderators are highlighted so I can usually see my moderators quicker than I can see everybody, okay? So check it out. You guys ready? Let's do this. Come on, let's go with the questions. You guys ready? Hey, Dane, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you. You guys ready? Give me some questions. What you want to ask? You guys, I'm drinking tea, y'all. So Dawn said, I have a 6-year-old granddaughter that has no blood relation to the narcissist. Her birthday is the 23rd. He asked my daughter to see her that day, but I don't want to see him. Am I wrong? No. And they're not blood related. You're not obligated to have him. That's not. Hopefully there's no court order in, but you're not obligated to make sure that she maintains a relationship with this guy. So no, you're not wrong, and you don't have to feel guilty about it either. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. How many people suffer from NPD? I don't know the number. I know the number is increasing, but I don't know the number as of 2020. I'm not sure. I would have to look in my reference book to see what it is as of 2013, 14, something like that. Whatever the manual was revised. But I mean, I know the numbers are climbing. Use this to get her attention. Oh, thank you. I just want to say thank you for all you have. Oh, you are so welcome, C1. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's look here. I reported the narc that I work with to HR at work. However, I don't know how this will turn, but he showed his true self in a meeting. Gloria, sometimes what you got to do is, no matter how hard, a lot of times we are so okay, Darlene, I don't understand what you're saying, but okay. But a lot of times, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to think ahead of the narcissist. As long as you don't feed into them, and as long as you don't, when you don't feed into them, if you don't react to them, they elevate it because they're getting irritated at the fact that you're not reacting to their antics or whatever they're doing. So if you're dealing with a narcissist at work, what you're going to have to do is, you're going to have to do the opposite than what you're accustomed to doing. You may want to fight. You may want to cuss them out. Whatever you want to do, don't do it. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to play cool. It's almost like you're going to have to turn you're at work. So you're going to almost like have to turn the other cheek and let them see what you're wanting. See, what they're wanting you to do is to react to what they're doing. But what you're wanting to do is not react. Yeah, reverse psychology, exactly. What you want to do is not react whatsoever. So they'll purposely turn up the antics so they'll be seen, and they'll get agitated at the fact that you're not reacting to them. And what ends up happening is, mirror them. When I say mirror them, what I'm saying is give them the silent treatment, reverse it. Everything that they're trying to get you to do, reverse it and do the opposite. You see what I mean? You can, let's not say mirror them. Let's not say mirror them, okay? Because they're trying to mirror you. But let's just say this. Whatever you do, reverse psychology, what you would normally do, what you normally tend to do, how you try to, try to protect yourself, allow them to do whatever, not hurt you. That's not what I'm saying, not hurt you. And also make sure you document, carry a pen, like a notebook or something, and document their behavior, document if they're harassing you, put the time, put the date, and put whoever the witnesses were around you. So that when this comes up again, you can open that book and say, on this date, at this time, these individuals were around, this is what this person does. Document everything. Just walk around and document. I mean, not in their face, but document. And whatever you do, don't react. Because what happens is when you don't react and you stay quiet, no matter how much you want to say something, what happens is they get agitated and they turn up the antic to get themselves in trouble. And if they acted a fool in a meeting, I'm telling you now, they're going to act a fool again because you're not responding. Because you are not responding. In a relaxed way without emotions. Absolutely, Darlene. Yep. In a relaxed way without emotions. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Just Be Real. Kim Mack said, I asked this before, but the narc I just left always seems to date psychologists. And he used to quote stuff she said to him to me. Now his new supply is, yes, another psychologist. What do you think this is? Well, you got to think. This narcissist sounds like he's the type of narcissist that looks for people that are in like positions of power. Hold on, y'all. But this narcissist appears to be, you got to remember the narcissist finds their value in whoever they attach to. They don't find value in themselves, they find value in who they attach to. So you become what they attach to make them feel valuable. So this narcissist tends to look for people that have prestige, education, has some knowledge. And of course, they're mirroring and they're picking up on the language. Everything that they're learning probably applies to them, and they're putting it on you. And one thing that I hate the most, when narcissists, you guys, sometimes what happens is whether it's a narcissist or not a narcissist, and you're in a toxic relationship, what you will hear is, hey, from Chicago, what you'll hear is you're crazy, you need a mental evaluation, you need to go see a doctor, you need to get your head checked, you need to get on some medication, you need to go talk to somebody because it's like you're losing your mind. They're saying that because they're gaslighting you, trying to make you feel crazy, and in actuality, you are in your right mind. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all, I got to keep my cat from around here for a minute because he's all over the place. He's just bumping into stuff to get my attention. Sorry about that. But and when you hear like you're crazy, you need to get your head checked, seems like you're losing it, you're having psychotic breaks, you need to get an assessment, you need evaluation, you're toxic. Whenever you hear somebody keep telling you that and you're kind of confused, I hate when people come and say, maybe something is wrong with me, and they tell me all this stuff about them. First thing I start asking is their partner or the person that they're married to. And they're telling me that this person is saying this to them. So if this person is saying this to them, then 9 times out of 10, what is happening is you may be confronting a narcissist and you're telling them the things about themselves. And you're telling the truth. You may not say it the right way, but you're telling the truth. And what happens is, in order to make you feel like you're crazy, they'll tell you that you're the one that's crazy. You may say things like, your behavior is really toxic. Your behavior, a lot of things that they say to you is stuff that people have said to them. So they'll turn around and say it to you. Now you're wondering to yourself, well, maybe I am crazy. Maybe I do need a mental health assessment. Man, well, who told you? You got to look at the person that's telling you that. 9 times out of 10, the person that's telling you that is probably a person that you're in a toxic relationship with, period. You see what I mean? Let's see. Let me come over here. I just left a job with several narcs, including management. So much drama and stress in the past 8 months. Not worth the stress. Starting my new job tomorrow. Go, Queen. Go, Queen Diana. That's what I'm talking about. What if they know you had some mental health issues and tried to make it seem like you're the one who's always at fault for everything? Well, number one, a narcissist at Miramar? Hopefully I said that right. Miramar Cash. First of all, a narcissist, they're not going to take accountability for themselves, period. So it doesn't matter whether you have mental health issues or not. When I say mental health issues, some people have things like depression or anxiety. Some people that I've spoke to actually have PTSD from the military or sexual trauma that they have went through. But that doesn't mean that they're not capable of functioning, on a day-to-day basis, right? But then all of a sudden you have somebody come in. Now you disclose this information because you care about this person. So you just disclose some information to this individual, let them know, hey, I've been diagnosed with major depression, anxiety, PTSD, whatever, borderline person, not borderline, but bipolar disorder, but I'm on medication, so it's managed. They'll take it and they'll make it seem like you are extremely crazy. Especially a lot of times I hear people bash people with bipolar disorder. Well, bipolar disorder means that you have a bipolar, your mood is on a polar. So, you either go, on a daily basis, most people, hold on, I got to back up a little bit so I'm in all 3 cameras. So on a daily basis, we're on a polar. So, you have good days, you have bad days, you may have good days, you have bad. So imagine that imaginary line and you have that polar. And so underneath you may be depressed some days, your mood go up and down. And so, but if it goes to extreme, you can go all the way down to major depression and then jump back up to hypomania or mania or dysthymia. Your regular place may be depressed all the time, right? So you get on medication, right? So the narcissist, you get on medication, you've been regulated, your moods have been doing good, you're chemically imbalanced. That's what bipolar disorder, chemical imbalance. Now the narcissist will take that and they'll magnify it like you were just a murderer, you're a killer, you crazy, you're gonna blow up buildings, or you can't even chew gum and walk at the same time, anything. So they'll take something that's not even super serious, it's serious, but not super serious to a point where you just can't manage to take care of yourself. And by the time they're finished telling people about you or smearing your name, it's almost like you're handicapped and you need a payee, or you in a wheelchair. You're thinking like, dang, all I had was major depression or anxiety. So a narcissist, they never take responsibility for their own emotions. And that's why I tell you guys, if you listen to them talk, without saying anything, they have this habit of talking and talking and talking. If you don't interact with them, because when you interact with them, you're feeding them information. No narcissist has a conversation for no reason whatsoever. A lot of times we just talk to each other just to be talking to each other. Everything that a narcissist does is intentional. Everything that a narcissist does is intentional. Remember that. When you guys get off this camera, I want you to say to yourself, everything that a narcissist does is intentional. There's no accident. There's no, oh, that just happened. There's no nonchalant about it. Even if it looks innocent, an innocent hello, an innocent there's nothing that the narcissist does that is not intentional. Everything that a narcissist does is intentional. If they send you a card, we don't know what normal is right now, but we'll just say we're just normal people, without a personality disorder. Well, they have a personality disorder. So everything they do it for a reason. Everything they do it for a reason. If they contact you, if they visiting their children, they give you a compliment, anything. Always think, what is it that you're trying to do? You always have to stay on alert with a narcissist. Everything that a narcissist does is intentional. So even if you be quiet and not say anything, because they need you to talk. They need you to talk so they can discover where you are. They need you to talk to figure out where your emotions are at. A lot of times, they'll agitate you so that you can say stuff. And when you say stuff, just like empaths can feel emotions. They feel a lot. So empaths, they feel frequencies, they can tell when, a lot of people that I've seen, you have to remember now, I am a trauma professional. So in my, and a lot of times I say things that may not be in general. And I can just talk about what I see in my office. And because I am a trauma professional, I deal with people, everybody that I see is traumatized some way or another. A lot of the empaths that I have met, a lot of them had borderline personality disorder. Now, people with borderline personality disorder is a high percentage that a lot of them also have narcissistic personality disorder. However, the percentage that does not have narcissistic personality disorder, a lot of them that I found out were actually empaths. Not all of them, but a lot of them were empaths. And so imagine this wounded individual that is just wounded from childhood, wounded individual that is very sensitive, and very sensitive because they want to please, they want to save, they want to rescue, and that's how these empaths are. So imagine if you can pick up on emotions, stuff like that. A narcissist can too. The only difference is you absorb and you want to help. A narcissist, they know your emotions because they purposely do things to cause you to react. So they can sense your emotions. They can sense the frequency of your words. They can tell when you're angry. They can tell when you gray rock, it's like Predator. There's blind snake or this blind creature that's looking to see where you are. They're looking for body heat. So they're looking for emotions. They're looking for this anger. They're looking to see how it's like they're throwing a bait out to see how you respond. When you gray rock and you don't give them anything, what it end up happening is they're feeling in the dark. Like, where are you? I don't get it. Where are you? Where are you? And so a narcissist does not take responsibility for nothing. And when you stop talking and just listen, they have a tendency to keep talking because they're fishing. So they talk to fish, talk to fish, talk to fish to get you to say something, to get you to brag about something, to get you, some of you guys want to prove to the point, I didn't fail. I made it without you. And I did this. So they need you to give them information. So they're giving information so they know how to maneuver in the conversation. And when you give them conversation, they can feel the intensity of the emotions. So they know whether the door is still open. They know whether they can stick their foot in the door or try to pry that door open because they know where you are. So some of you guys talk too much and a lot of you are hurt. And so you talk too much and you release all that energy. And you hurt and you angry and they feel all that. And they're like, yeah, because now you're giving them, it's almost like playing Battleship. You're giving them your location. You don't want them to know your location. You want to be quiet because the more they talk, the more information they give you about themselves. And anytime a narcissist is talking or accusing you or telling you about yourself, if you listen to them, they're telling you what they're thinking. They're telling you what they're doing. They're telling on themselves. Just listen. They tell on themselves. They talk too much. They tell on themselves. You'll never unblock yours? Good. Do not. Yeah, echo. Yeah. Let me see. This is going on. Ring in my life. Denier, why are you requesting to be on my video? It don't happen that way here. You are not one of my guests, my dear. Let me see. Don't react. Be calm. Absolutely. You got to be calm. You got to respond, not react. You got to respond and not react. And yeah, Freudian slips. They have a lot of Freudian slips. Yep. Yes. Listen, Linda. Listen. Listen, honey. Listen. But if you have to respond, responding sometimes means, first of all, just like with a text. That's okay. I was going to say, I don't think you want me to interview you tonight, but you want to respond and not react. When you guys get a text message from the narcissist, don't respond. Don't say anything to them. I think I was listening to another coach, and they were like, take an hour or take a day. Take a day. That right there makes them suffer because you're not responding right away. Take a day to get your feelings in check and to think about what it is you want to say. Some of you want to respond. Some of you guys want to react right away. As soon as they text you, got something to say. As soon as they text you, you want to say something. Well, you're reacting. You're feeding into the game. What you have to do is get yourself in check. It's called temperance, self-control. And give yourself a day to play out the scenarios because you know you're mad and you have a lot to say. So play out the scenario in your head. Say whatever you got to say under your breath, whatever you're going to do. And then after that, the next day, respond to the text message. You'll see that you're going to respond very differently than had you reacted as soon as you got the text. You are so welcome, Juanita. Yeah, has anyone else withdrawn from human affection from anyone? It can happen when you're hurt. It can happen when you're hurt because you don't trust anybody anymore. Karma said, I did that to the narc parent and they triangulated me with other parent when I came for vacation. Yup. And you got to be very careful with that. Don't play into that either. Do not play into that either. Not wanting to hug anybody except rejecting most human affection. Yeah, because you were hurt. You were hurt. So you're afraid. You're afraid. You are afraid to show emotion. You're afraid to show affection because every time you probably did it, you were probably hurt doing it. You were taken advantage of. Well, hey, Shirley, my diva. There's Mama Diva over here. How are you doing? Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. Let's see. Yes, emotions are psychological fuels to them. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, we have emotions, but it is fuel to them. So you have to watch what emotions. With them, you just have to gray rock. And that's something that you have to practice. Gray. What does a gray rock do? What rocks are gray? What does rocks do? Rocks do nothing. You can scream and yell at them all day long. They don't do anything. Should you respond if they send you a faux apology? No. Unless you want to get sucked back in, they're hoovering you. Not only does the narc tell you that you are mental, but narcs smear you to everyone else. Absolutely. Yes, they do. Why would we not get a hoover? A narc injury. Why would we not get a hoover? Because they're preoccupied pulling in another supply 9 times out of 10. So you may not get a hoover because they may be preoccupied pulling in another supply, or they have found supply better than you. Now, remember, when I say better than you, that don't mean that they're better than you. What it means is that they've lost the ability to control you. So they found another source of supply that is more vulnerable than you are and doesn't know anything about them. So it's a good source of supply because the new source supply is easy to manipulate, easy to make them believe their antics, their lies, whatever story they done told. You know it, so they've lost control with you. They've lost the ability to hold, or they've lost control over you. You have slipped out of their hand. So the better supply is the one that's naive, vulnerable, has no idea what they've gotten, don't know anything about them, think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and there's cheese on the moon. And so that's a good source of supply because that new source supply don't know anything about them. You do. You know too much. So you are no longer a good source of supply. More fuel extraction. Yep. I went into a relationship full of love and affection, emotion, etc. Now it's like I'm not in touch with my vulnerability. It takes time because you have to heal. You know what I mean? It takes time because you have to heal. And it takes time to trust people again, especially after an injury like that, where you really love somebody. And for some of you guys, this may have been the first time you really loved someone and gave yourself to a person, only to be so hurt and wounded by a person. And you can't even understand, how can you treat another human being like this? How can you treat another human being like this? Because you're dealing with a person that has a mental disorder. My ex-narc communicates through my son because I no longer communicate with him. How can I stop that? You let your son know, listen, if mom, if daddy has something to say, you just let daddy know to come talk to me. That's not your business. They're going to keep doing it because narcissists don't like to be told what to do. So Stephanie, that might be something you may need to go talk to a lawyer about or a counselor about and get some advice, some legal advice. But what you tell your child is that, that's a adult business, grown folk business. I know you probably don't talk like me, but that's grown folk business. If daddy has something to say, then you let daddy know to come and talk to me, and don't respond. So no matter what your child tells you, do not respond or react to it, because he's using your child to get information to you. And so what you do is pretend like you don't know that. Pretend like you don't know nothing about it. Act like he didn't say anything. When I was in the military, I had young soldiers, and anytime you get a direct order from a higher echelon, meaning that at that time I was like a sergeant, and I had a sergeant first class. And if he spoke to me and told me to do something that was legal when he said it, and he said, this is a direct order, I have to follow the orders because, according to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, I have to follow his orders. Now, he ain't gonna tell me to do nothing crazy like jump in front of a car or anything. It has to make sense. But if he tells me to do something, it is a direct order, which is covered by the UCMJ Article 91, meaning if I do not follow those orders, I can get an Article 15 and lose pay, lose rank, whatever. However, if he tells one of my privates to tell me something, and then to tell my private to tell me that it is a direct order, I do not follow that. And whenever they triangulated like that in the military, and I had the private come to me like, Sergeant, I know this is wrong, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just telling you what first class said, Sergeant First Class said, and he said this and this and this, and he said it was a direct order and you better do it. And so instead of me adding that private and you go back and tell him, I was like, okay. And then they would go back. And so when they went back, the first thing that they would ask is like, well, what did she say? She said, okay. Okay, so what does that mean? She said, okay. I wouldn't follow no instruction because you had a private come and tell me that information. That's no longer a direct order. So I said all that to say this. If they're saying something to your kids and trying to give you messages, pretend like you never know. It doesn't matter. So whatever your child says, it doesn't matter. But you let your child know this is grown folks' business, and if daddy has something to say, you tell daddy to contact me directly. But this is not between me and you, this is between me and daddy. Yeah, they don't like to be told what to do, ever. They don't like rules. They'll twist rules. They'll twist regulations. They'll even twist the law. They'll twist the law to fit their agenda, to fit them. I'm sipping tea. But yes, they don't like to be told what to do. They don't like to follow rules. You follow the rules, but they're not going to follow the rules. They're going to twist the rules to fit what they want to do, or fit how, or they'll interpret laws, rules, or regulations to fit their agenda. And when they're talking, you're like, you're a smart idiot, because they'll twist those rules to make them fit themselves. Yeah, rules for them don't exist. Rules exist as long as they're using it on you. Yeah, boundaries are to be broken to the narc. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Boundaries are to protect you, but boundaries are to be broken to them. Oh, that's a boundary. Let me break that boundary too. How common is it that you really feel and seem like you're losing your mind after discard? I did not handle it in a healthy way. I mean, that's very common, because this is something new. You've never experienced anything like this before. This is horrible. So most people, after they have been discarded or they discard, because you're breaking a trauma bond. You're breaking a trauma bond between you. Are trauma bonded to this individual. So you're what we would basically say, you're addicted to this individual. To break an addiction and break, that trauma bond is very, very painful, because they have traumatically bonded your emotions to them, and tied you to them. It's like a soul tie. And to break that soul tie is very painful, very devastating. Yeah. Very painful and very devastating. I mean, you're losing something. You're going through, grief and loss. And that's a very, very, very painful. And this type of relation, you've never been in. This is very unique. You've never been in anything like this before, ever. How do you leave when 1 minute they are nice and the next insane? What do you trust? And trust the insanity. A narcissist is not in their right mind. No matter what they look like. You have to ask yourself, do you deserve to be treated like that? Believe what you see the first time. If I slap you and then turn around and say, I'm so sorry, believe me the first time I slapped you. You should not be around me. What if you have nieces and nephews? Should you distance from them right now? I'm like, I will send gifts for birthdays, but I don't want to be reeled back in. You have to do what's safe for you. Nobody can tell you. Everybody's situation is different, and you have to do what is healthy and safe for you. You have to do what's healthy and safe for you. Don't worry about what other people say. You probably gonna get talked about, dogged out, whatever. But whatever is healthy for you is what you're gonna have to do. Is Audra Marie? But whatever you have to do it for your well-being and your safety, and for your mental safety, your mental well-being. Yes, the trauma bond is real. Yes, can a Hoovered friend be helped? They've been isolated by the narc. Can they be helped? Yeah, they can be helped if they want to be helped. They have to want to be helped. Mary Kane, you can forward. Oh, thank you. Hey there, Eve. How are you? Okay, let's see. I'm going to have to file in the courts in California. Grandparents' right. Any suggestions? I can't give you any legal advice. I'm really sorry about that. You would have to rely on a professional, a lawyer or a legal advocate. Get yourself a legal advocate too. So they can support you in the court. But I can't give you legal advice. 3 minutes? Okay. But I can't give you legal advice. I'm so sorry. I don't want to give you the wrong information, okay? I don't want to do that. Most of my life has been narc relationship. I feel like I'm coming out of a bubble, trying to put pieces of my life together. That means you're healing, Sharice. That means you are healing. Listening to you make me realize that some people are narcissistic and don't even know it. Yeah, a narcissist doesn't know that they're a narcissist unless they're a greater narcissist. Then they know what they are. They may not even have a name for it. But most of them don't even realize that they are a narcissist. They know that they're different. They know that they've got problems. They know that, there's a certain way that they can't stop doing what they do. But most of them don't know that they're a narcissist. Yeah. Like you said, Doc, they get worse with age. Yes, they do. He too is a narcissist. See? Yes, the older that they get, the worse that they get. And with every new supply, the worse that they get. You're not allowed to contact him? Then don't. Yep, so many people do suffer. Yep. Do they get worse the older they get? Absolutely. Undeveloped wasteland? Yep. Yes, they do. The older they get, the worse that they get. And every time they go to a new supply, the worse they get. They can be with the same supply and just get new supply, their secondary supply. But the older they get, the worse they get. They do. The worse they get. Yes, they do. Above and beyond, you wanted me to speak on PTSD from narc abuse, nightmares, intrusive thoughts. That's number one. That's a session. And number two, that's a whole video that I would have to sit down and study and break it down to you. So me being on screen and kind of being impromptu, some things are meant for me because I don't like to just throw out information, under the assumption that you guys are dumb, because you're not dumb. And most of you guys want information and you want to make sure that you get good information. So for me to do, just to talk about PTSD, intrusive thoughts and stuff like that, I would have to actually sit down and put some notes down for myself because, and I'll do a video on that. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to do a video on that. Maybe this week coming up, I'll do a video on that. I'm trying to think I did do a video on that, or I did do a podcast on PTSD. But yes, a lot of people do have PTSD, but I will do a video on that. But usually on when I'm on impromptu like this, a lot of times I'm telling you stuff that I already talked about or stuff that I kind of know. This right here is I know this as a trauma professional, but if I start talking about it, I want to make sure that I give you stuff that you can go research and look up yourself. And so I'll probably do a video this week. If you email me, just remind me and I'll do a video, okay? I'll find myself having flashbacks about my relationship with the ex-narc, whether it be a restaurant, a movie, smell, song. I get sad, then try to get present again. Is that PTSD? Well, you have to remember, a narcissist used all 5 of your senses. Thank you so much for asking too. They use all 5 of your senses to pull you in. They have to figure out what is your dominant, what is the dominant what am I going to use that's dominant? Some people are thinkers. I'm a cerebral. I'm not a narcissist. I'm just a cerebral. I'm a thinker. I'm cerebral. 30 seconds? Okay. So you have people that are cerebral, people that are auditory. They listen. There are people that are hands-on. There are people that are really into smells. There are people that are into touching and feeling, people that are into sounds, And so that narcissist, they don't realize what they're doing. They're doing it and it has a name to it. And so what they do is they try to figure out what is the dominant the dominant trait that you have in when it comes to learning. Some people, they believe, like in the military, we do visual, auditory, hands-on, step by step, and then you do it. And so everybody has a different way of learning. And so that narcissist goes through all that to figure out how they can retrain you, but what are your dominant features? That's the best way I can say it. Your dominant features. But has, you're dominant. You might be a touchy-feely type person. You might be an auditory. So a lot of times they can say things, and you'll visualize it. You might be a three-dimensional person, a person that visualizes a lot, and they know they can use your imagination. It's time? Okay. So, but the narcissist will use whatever they can possibly use with you to pull you in, even if it's fragrances. And a lot of times when they come back in and they hoover you, they'll hoover you by wearing maybe a cologne that they used to wear, or saying things to you, or certain songs that have certain lyrics that allude to sexual escapades and put you back in the mind of the first time that y'all met, or certain smells and colognes that they used to wear, or certain clothes that they used to wear, or places that you used to go. So a narcissist uses whatever they can to try to pull you back in. That's what they do. They're manipulators. And your senses are there. You got senses to help you learn from your environment. Thank you so much. Yes. So my time is up, you guys, and I don't want, I want to make sure I stay on time. I just want to explain that, but I want to stay on time because of the fact that I have to go to the door to open the door. The doorbell has not rang yet, but I don't want it to ring while I am on camera. And so I want it to stay on time. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Dr. Carmen Bryant. My YouTube channel is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. My Just Be Real has done an awesome job. She's put down emergency 911 numbers for anyone that is in a crisis. My email, which is drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. You email me. I do coaching services. So if you're interested in coaching, you send me an email and I will provide you with my rates, my fees. If you're in the state of Washington, I can provide you with counseling. Outside the state of Washington, I cannot counsel you. I can provide you with coaching, but coaching will not address PTSD, major depression, and any of those things. Coaching is going to get you from one spot to another. So if you contact me and we're in the middle of session and I find out that you need counseling, I will tell you that I would not be able to address that. I'm going to send you to a counselor. You can't go to my sponsored link. It is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. They will provide you with a 10% discount. Some of you guys need counseling first before you get coaching, and you can get a 10% discount by clicking on that link, betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. And if you're having financial difficulties, let them know, and they will assist you with the grant so that you can get a counselor. They're licensed counselor throughout the nation, also in Canada. And one of the ones that is always brought up, her name is Miss Ingrid Johnson. If you guys can find her, thank you so much, Dawn. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being here for us, no matter what. You make time. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yes, you can get counseling. They do virtual, they do telephone, they do online. And these are counselors that are licensed in your state. When you're looking for a counselor, ask them questions. Don't say, do you know what narcissist abuse is? You can, but a lot of times they don't know that verbiage yet. So you can ask them, do you understand domestic violence? Do you understand psychological abuse? Do you understand parental alienation? Ask them questions about stuff we talk about. Do you understand PTSD, complex PTSD? Do you understand what it is to be psychologically abused by someone? Ask them. Thank you, Above and Beyond. Thank you so much. Email me and just send me, or one of my moderators, send me an email so that I can make a video on narcissist abuse and PTSD. I know I did one, and I might just go and find it and try to reshare it. If not, I'll do a brand new video because I'm trying to do it simultaneously with my podcast, and I will talk about PTSD and narcissist abuse. and I'll talk about some of that. I'll give you some of the symptoms so you'll know what to look for. I want you guys also to know that when you guys are on here, this is for informational purposes. This is, it's unethical for me to diagnose anybody with narcissistic personality disorder. I'm just providing you with information on how to recognize some of the symptoms, the behaviors, so that you guys have more information. True enough, none of you, all of us, you cannot just go to court and tell the judge, never go to court, and just like my mentor said, never go to court in a fact-finding situation and provide them with your assumption, because you're not a therapist, you're not a psychologist, and if you claim that this person is a narcissist, they're going to kind of roll their eyes and dismiss you because of the fact that you are not a clinician providing data, bringing facts to show them that they have narcissistic personality disorder. These are a lot of things that we're working on, but you have to go by, this person is abusive, they're psychologically abusive, they do this, they do that. Do not go on there and start claiming people to be narcissists, because you don't know whether they're a narcissist or not. And then it's not even, and they're not a narcissist, they have narcissistic personality disorder. But this is for informational purposes only, and it's not for me to diagnose anyone. I always emphasize, make sure you speak to a counselor, because a lot of times you can give me information on a camera and I can only answer the questions that you're giving me, but I don't have enough information to give you a good. Some of you guys need to make an appointment with me so I can hear your story, because sometimes you're throwing information out there and I can only provide you with information based off of the question that you're asking, but sometimes I need more information to give you a good answer, and of course on camera, you that's kind of hard to do when you're talking to a lot of people at one time. But once again, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out my mentor's YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get her numbers up. Make sure you watch us simultaneously. Watch mine, watch hers, watch mine. Also, my big sister, her name is Pastor Kathy Gibson. She is the author of Destiny Man, The Qualities to Look For. You can find it on Amazon. Just put in Destiny Man, and then you can put in Kathy Gibson, and it's a black cover with a man with a nice watch. She got a nice timepiece on, but it's Kathy Gibson, and it is Destiny Man. Make sure you go check her out on Periscope, because she talks a lot about relationships and healing. And just recently, her and Apostle Sadler, she was a guest on her channel, and they were talking about rejection. They were talking about forgiveness. And then Apostle Sadler did some Periscopes as well. So please, if you listen to us, if you start listening to all three of us, I'm telling you, you're going to get some healing, the healing that you deserve. And especially go listen to my big sister. She's just coming on, and you guys will get some healing. I'm telling you guys. And make sure you check out my book, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And did I miss anything? Oh, yes. And beautiful, this is not by taste, this is paparazzi. But if you go to natashastouch.com, natashastouch.com. Well, hey, Telsha, you all late. But you go to natashastouch.com, and you'll see those beautiful, beautiful jewelry. She has some beautiful pieces, beautiful pieces. You guys go check it out. She's a young black woman who's opening up her business. She's doing jewelry, and she has some beautiful pieces. And we make sure that we was a solicitator or support her. Is it solicitate? Okay, I may have messed that word up, but we support her, and I make sure that you guys go over there and support her as well. Thank you guys once again. I love you back. Thank you so much, Miss Telsha. Miss Telsha, do you know that I just found out who you were on YouTube? Me and Tasha were sitting in the kitchen, and I had listened to you a couple of times before, and I didn't realize that was you. And I said, oh my gosh, this is Telsha. Yes, that bird, huh? Yeah, you emailed me your phone number so I could talk to you for a minute. I did not know that was you. I sure did. I said, that's who? She said, this is Telsha. I said, shut your mouth. I didn't realize that was you. That old bird, huh? I said, look at Big Country. So now I know who you is. All right. But hey, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I will be back next week. As you guys know, Washington is slowly shutting down. Slowly shutting down. We're shutting down tomorrow again. Not the schools yet, so that's a good thing. Schools are still open. Well, some people are virtual, and then I know my daughter, she's in private school, so she's still in school. But everything is very, very stringent. Washing of the hands, wearing masks, 6 feet distance. Their desks are, so they're trying to be very, very careful. So T, that's your new name. Don't get mad. Telsha, that's your new name, that bird. Yes. Yes. Yeah, email me. So, hey, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you for joining me. And thank you so much for being here. I know she done threw the clock again. I'll stand on time. Nobody come to the door yet, but I thank you so, so much, okay? I appreciate you guys. Military contractors never shut down. Sometimes. Birds, huh? We love that bird. That's our bird. Telsha's our bird. Now, she ain't no narc. She called the narcs a bird, but it's just funny to hear her say that bird. I said, that sounds like she talking about a Thanksgiving turkey. I said, this is Telsha right here. I had to put you up on my screen. I said, I watched her several times. I just like the way you talk. You got some good content too. That bro, I said, this is Telsha. Look at old Telsha. Well, all right. I'm ready to go. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a nice evening, okay? Talk to you guys later. Good night, you guys.